Hello, everybody. My name is Smug,
And this is Frost.
and today's episode is a little something that me and Frost. This is more or less just kind of something fun to have. This is something they'll never do, but also a little bit of a throwback to older editions and how, we read the title. It's you get permanent strats no matter what detachment you take.
So often you have like your army rule, and so like Oath of Moments would be the Space Marine army rule for this edition. And we were kind of thinking that, and I think actually Marines might be the only faction that does this because I remember them saying it very specifically that they're going to be like Armor of Contempt is going to be
In
in
every Space Marine
every single Space
detachment.
Marine detachment, right? So it's like regardless of what you take, it's like it's going to have Armor of Contempt, and I don't actually mind that. Like just as like a personal thing because it's something that's like core to the identity of like the faction, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about like so every time like a new book is released, right? And this is just in general with 10th edition specifically, right? Because the amount of strats got reduced dramatically from ninth and 8th. And if you have a good detachment rule but horrible strats, or vice versa, it can make or break the detachment.
It kills it. It kills it so bad.
Well, I mean, I think it's pretty. I don't want to say funny. I just think that it's just goes to show that how important strats are for the functioning of certain armies, at
Yeah.
least.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I mean to come to mind, and honestly, a lot of this came from the Imperial Knights because like
Oh
this was during
yeah.
Grotmas,
Yeah.
and I was thinking that one of the things that's important to Imperial Knights is rotate ion shields. Now, there are some people that agree or disagree that it's like fundamental to the army, but at least to me, as someone who doesn't really play against it, it feels like it should be something that is in all the Imperial Knight detachments,
Hmm.
personally. So we'll get to that.
So we're kind of doing a little bit of a throwback with like ninth edition, for example. When you got your book, you had like 50 strats you could use on any detachment in any list in any army, but you had to have the models that were there to do it. So that was kind of like the way that they balanced it. It was you have to have the model to use the strat typically. Like I remember the ones where you could use like scorch bugs on Termagants or the Exocrine, and I still to this day don't know why it was those two options, but we're kind of setting up a every single army. So you have your army rule and you'll have two army strats where it's just like no matter what detachment you take, you will have these stratagems. So that way the army is like if there's a mandatory stratagem for an army to be functional, it's there.
And it doesn't even have to be for an army to be functional. It can be just like what is something like flavorful for
Oh my
this
gosh.
army,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Which
And
is yeah, the most important part.
which is the most important part. It's just like what actually makes this army potentially not fun to play, but makes it feel like regardless of what sub faction or chapter or different household of actually I was gonna say households of knights, but I guess we'll use that because I was just talking about it's like what is every single faction like known almost known for, and something that you know makes it kind of not fun, but just a or what is it called? A faction defining feature. Because in my mind, right, if you do this and you just have these two strats, now they can be good and they can be like actually fundamental to the arm. You don't want them to be too good
Yeah.
because then it's like you might not ever do anything,
Yeah.
um, or it's just like you might not use any other strats ever. But
Make
in
them
my
cost
mind,
3p at 3 CP at some point.
yeah, yeah. But in my mind, it's like if you add a couple of faction specific stratagems, then when you get into your detachment building, you can actually make that detachment really hammer home what you're trying to like build, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
Because, like Marines, for example, like every single detachment, one of their things is getting taken up by Armor of
Armor
Contempt.
Contempt. And it's
So it's
like,
just like,
yeah, that's really good. Like, Armor Contempt, well, it's not as good as it used to be, but it's still pretty good.
it is
Like,
objectively one of the better strats in the game.
it is one of the better strats in the game. But, alright, since Marines are getting their love, for the first time ever, I think we'll start with Marines.
Oh, all right. So okay. So I'm excited for this also because spoiler alert, what we did is we both kind of went through and made two strats, and we're not gonna tell each other
Mm-hmm.
what they are, and just
Mm-hmm.
see if I want to see if me and Smug came up with the same thing. And also, I don't know. I just think it's kind of fun to have more options that we can talk about it. Oh, debate. Be like
Oh.
Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless before Skip went to Fox.
Alright, my two for Marines is so basic because Marines are basic.
All
Armor of
right.
Contempt, and
Okay.
they can 1 CP reroll a Battle Shock.
Oh, that's really funny because that's actually exact. Well, that is exactly pretty much what I have.
Yeah.
I have Armor of Contempt, and I have, and I okay. So I don't know if you put names to all of yours, but I went through and I tried to find like what is like what's a quote or like
Mm-hmm.
a good thing for each faction, and it's they shall know no fear.
Yep.
Yeah, you can reroll a failed battle shock check. But
Yep. Yep. Because like what? What else?
yeah, I don't know. I mean, like
Like
that's all I got.
okay, now all right. Because here's the thing. This is Marine specifically, and this is where we get into a problem of, hey, Marine players, how do we make a strat that is specific enough for Gilliman and the Lion and Blood Angels and this one lieutenant like combi scout? Like they're Marines. It's got to work on everybody some way somehow.
Yeah, and that's like their whole thing. They shall know no fear.
Yeah, like look, everybody has the right. This is my true and honest opinion. Everybody has the right to in their heart feel like one of the models on the table is like Lieutenant Titus equivalent. And like nobody else knows. Like it's not a real thing, but it's just
But
like
that's your boy.
that's your boy.
Yeah.
That's your
Like
boy.
it's your favorite model that you've painted or whatever.
Exactly.
Or
Exactly.
it's been like clutched up in games before and you're like, this guy is just unbelievable.
Dude, Paul the Call, he's taken 3 rounds of melee from Morty, no diffed him. Like it's just Paul the Call stays, man. But okay, well
Well, there we go. We're off to a good start here.
we're masters at this.
Yeah. So I have I don't know who you have next, but I got Imperial Guard. Sorry, Astra Militarum.
uh yeah, I've got them up next too.
Oh boy. Don't tell me you didn't put Astra Militarum in here.
I may have forgotten about them.
Oh boy.
Hey, hold on now. Look, I've done really good. I have Imperial agents on here.
Oh, well, see, thank God.
Like,
Yes, the true Imperial, the true authority of the Imperial or whatever, the Imperium
exactly.
that we all know and love. Okay, so anyways, I got Guard. So I got overlapping Fields of Fire and so I know also I'm gonna just be honest with you real quick. Some of these strats are either like detachment names already or they are like abilities on certain units, but I'm like, nah, they should be strats. So I said overlapping Fields of Fire / combined arms, and I have +1 AP and ignore cover on 1 infantry unit and 1 vehicle unit that target the same enemy. Like you
Okay.
select 2 units, and it's like they both have to target the same thing, and then both of them get +1 AP, ignore cover.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that would be fun because I like the whole combined arms aspect of Guard a lot. I mean, I know you can go tank heavy and whatever, but I think it kind of helps you like nudge you in the direction of like, hey, maybe you should bring some dudes.
I think honestly, one of the strats that I'm gonna come with, that I came up with when I wrote this stock,
Uh-huh.
Um, I think one strat should be for infantry and one strat should be for tanks. And I think for tanks, like I don't know, like I'm thinking maybe 5 up against mortals maybe. But that usually requires some kind of psych shenanigans. I don't know. Like I want something to buff the tank specifically and something to buff the infantry specifically.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, let's be real. The overlapping fields of fire is not really for the infantry.
No, it's
Like
not.
it's really for the tank that you're shooting, like with the
Yeah.
infantry.
Yeah. We
Um,
need those AP5 meltas. Come on now.
yeah. And then what was I gonna say? I put the reinforcement strat. I like that stratagem a lot. Like the one where it's just like you bring an infantry squad back,
Or
a
the
regiment
sentinel.
unit, or a sentinel. And it's just like you can do it like once per game. I really really like that. I just think I think it's fun because there used to be the summoning mechanic and whatnot, and
Oh yeah.
they're kind of getting rid of that. But it seems like Games Workshop recently. This is coming off the leaks. Actually, no, I think the actual codex is now live, right, for Death Guard.
Yeah, it's live now.
So this is coming off the Death Guard stuff, codex release, and it kind of seems to me that between Death Guard, and then Gene Stealer Cult, it seems like they're more willing to essentially give some extra units
Yeah, the
for
crappy
armies.
ones, which is like fine to get extra free crappy units, whatever, sure.
Yeah, and so I'm like, I don't think the reinforcement strat is broken. I mean, it's expensive and it's only once per game, and I think like it is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think it fits with the like theme of the army.
Yeah, I'd say
So that's
that's
what I
fair.
got. So
Um,
I did try to go. I will say. So remember how I said that we didn't look at it? I did look at the order that a Smug did this in. I tried to match it. So we should have custodians next, right?
yes, yes.
Okay. So what do you got?
I've got 4 up against mortals
That's
because
perfect. That is. I'll give you the name for it. I can tell you what it should be called.
is it the detachment rule of the Emperor's Chosen or whatever?
No, it should be called gosh. Oh my god, Arcane Genetic Alchemy.
There you
There
go.
we go.
And then, dude, it hurts in my soul. It hurts to say this. Tanglefoot grenades.
I would love that, but that's too cool for the custodians. But the guard have it now, so
Yeah,
there's
guard
always
have it
that.
in a single detachment, but I think it's reasonable for custodies. For those of you who don't know, that is a ninth edition strat.
Oh my god, it was honestly one of
It
the best
was
strats in the
it
game.
it was amazing, and I'm gonna patch it up a little bit. All it does is increase the charge by 2 if they are visible to the unit they are charging.
Yeah, by the way, if before it did require visibility before, but in ninth edition, what Tanglefoot was is it was you rolled a d6, so there's a chance you roll a 1, but you could do it in the movement phase or the charge phase.
Mm-hmm.
And if you just had like I remember doing this very vividly. Now you can only reduce it down to 1 inch movement because that's like how modifiers work,
Right,
right?
right, right.
But I remember doing this very vividly to a dark, and it was within 12 inches,
Mm-hmm.
invisible. I remember doing this to a Dark Angels Terminator player, like 2 turns in a row. Just he would try to move like his, Deathwing Knights or whatever, and I rolled two. I like spiked 2 like 5s and a 6, like a 5 up and a 6 up.
Mm-hmm.
Moved them like an inch, moved them an inch, like they were like
Mm-hmm.
12 inches away or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like don't make the charge, and then don't make the charge again.
Yeah.
It was really broken, but honestly the best thing you could use it for is like something coming out of deep strike as well.
Yeah.
Like you're just like lol, if I roll more than like a 4, if I roll a 4 up, like you just can't like make the charge.
Yeah. So
It was awesome.
those are like, because I didn't want to give you -1 damage as base. I think that's awful. Which the side, yep, I just realized that's probably the one you picked, isn't it?
No, it's actually not. I mean,
Oh, okay.
that would be what Arcane Genetic Alchemy would be. I mean, I honestly think like because this is always the debate, that I think Lions right now is probably the has the highest skill ceiling because they're the amount of weirdo stuff you can do with the enhancements on the captains.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the thing about Shield Host and Talons is just that they have the built-in mortal wound protection,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where you can get got really badly. Like if you just don't have that, it's just like one of the crippling things. I mean, I know mortal wounds hurt everyone, but when you have an army that only has like 10 units or something like
When you're
that,
based
normally,
on amazing saves and invulns and like
yeah,
suddenly the skip just happens, yeah. Look,
yeah. So
yeah.
it was kind of a debate between like should they have -1 damage or that. I think -1 damage would probably be better personally, but I think it means more appropriate for if they just had that if they had that ability to just blanket, like it would make the army probably a little too good. I don't know. I don't think it would, to be honest with you. It's like it helps, but if your opponent doesn't have mortal wounds, like it's not going to come up all the time.
Yeah. But for
Um,
Custodes, it's still good. And the other strat is God tier, so it still applies.
yeah. So I actually did something. I'm like, let's do something for custodians and sisters because they are a part of the army. They're not.
Okay. The Sisters of
they
Silence, okay.
Yes. Oh, yes. They are part of the army. They just basically they are 120 points to 150 points of all of my lists, so they can do actions and die. I want them to be better. No, So I made the idea of basic. This is actually the detachment rule for the Null Maiden Vigil. That's their sister's specific detachment. But I would actually make it a strat, and I'll just put it in every army, and it's called Creeping Dread. And essentially, it's like all it is, like at the end of like your movement phase or whatever, that like all units within 6, it's actually in your opponent's like command phase, and it's like an aura of 12 for the detachment. But it's all units within 6 inches. I'll just do it at the end of movement, so it's a little better.
Usable.
Basically all units within 6 have to take a battle shock at -1, and then if you're a psyker, it's -2.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that's totally reasonable. I mean,
That's if you know anything about the sisters lore, like when there's a lot of them together, like it's just really, really unfun to be around, and that's
yeah.
basically the best way I can describe it.
Yeah, unless you yourself are a blank, it sucks to be around them.
Yeah, they're basically like it's like the buzzkill at the party. It's like no one wants to be around this guy, except it's like actually debilitating.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what I would do. I think give one for sisters, give one for stones. The mortal wound protection is probably the best, but then like it kind of gives sisters like some weird utility potentially. That's more than just like you're gonna go out here and score, extend battle lines, and then die.
Mm-hmm.
So then we got sisters.
Yep, Sisters of Battle. Do you want to lead this one since I've led the previous two?
Yeah, so I have been saying this, and I have a feeling you're going to say this one as well because we have been talking about it for a very long time, and I
Let's
know
say it
you
in
like it.
unison now.
Dude,
Holy
it should be
Trinity.
the Holy Trinity. Yes, that used to be a strat, and it was just +1 to wound if you had like a bolter, a flamer, and a melta. Um, in a unit, like all firing at the same target. Like that's just cool. I mean, like it would make Battle Sisters better, but like also you could potentially make like Retributors maybe kind of fun. Like, cause what you got a bolt pistol on the sergeant, you give like one girl a heavy flamer, and then the rest of them like all like multi meltas, and like bang, +1 to wound. I mean, I think that would be helpful. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean bolters. Yeah, bolters just need +1 to wound. Meltas with +1. Like, here's the thing too. Battle Sister squads, you can only have one Melta and a
Mhm.
Flamer to make this strat work. So you're only making one Melta that like actually better.
And the thing is, it's more of like I don't even think you would really use it on like sisters to like kill. Because here's the thing that I don't know if everyone agrees with this or like even thinks really in this way, but like you don't need a strat to make any unit in the game kill any other unit. Like that's not the point. Like they're
Yeah.
supposed to be like, oh, in this instance, it's like I can boost the damage of this sister's unit here, so I can kill like a skirmishing unit.
Like, even if it's just increase AP by 1, that's reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because bolters are now AP 1, and of course they're going to ignore cover, so it's just going to be their normal save for once. Flamers are actually going to be useful, and Meltas go up to AP 5, but they're still just Meltas. Like, I say
It's
just, but it's one shot, one wound roll, and then the D6 damage. Like,
it's not game breaking.
it's not game breaking. It's Battle Sister squads, dude. Like, it's not 4 Meltas and then a bolter. Like, it's not the Retributors. It's your basic battle line, which sisters should have a very strong battle line.
I will say, I think you could use this on Retributors. If
You
you
can
were to
only take the bolters or the Meltas or the Flamers. You can't do
oh,
bolters and
really? You
flamers. Yep.
can't mix and match anymore.
I'm 90% sure.
Oh man, well, I mean, I'm not going to get into it, but like again, war gear should be a thing because
War
like,
gear should be a
would
thing.
would you be willing to take like? Because I'm sure that there would be people that would it be worth it to have, I guess, like
A single flamer.
a single flamer in the squad, right? Just so you can use this strat. Like, would you lose because the what the sergeant in the squad has a bolt pistol, right?
Excuse me, Dominions.
The Dominions or whatever.
Yeah,
The Dominion in the squad has a bolt pistol, right?
Oh, I lied. Okay, the Dominion squads, you can change them up. So I should mention, Dominions are 10-man sisters. 4 of them get special weapons, so you can have 4 flamers, 4 meltas, etc.
Oh, see, that would be good. Like, I mean, like 3 meltas at +1 to win. I mean, I know it's like it's not going to take down like a Rogel Dorn, but like let's say you got to take out like a Rhino or something.
Yeah,
Like that. Like that's what I'm thinking. Like you would use it for.
and it's decent into like the other hard hitting stuff. Like let's meltas just inherently. Yeah. It's I didn't know that you could mix and match, but apparently you can. So yeah, you can throw in a single flamer, or you could do what base battle line sister should be able to do and run 2 flamers, 2 meltas, and then the rest be bolters. Like, if it's +1 to wound, +1 AP, whatever, like just something to buff the Holy Trinity.
Anyway, so then I have. I actually don't have any. I don't have a second one here because I didn't really know. I was so engrossed with the Holy Trinity. I mean, I have
I
like
have
blank will
one.
save.
It's
Like,
really
I mean,
simple.
okay.
It's just like reroll up to 3 miracle dice, and like just like you got 3 ones, you don't want them, just reroll them. Like
Yeah, that's fine. In
once
the
per
command
game.
phase,
Yeah.
miracles of the
Yeah.
Emperor. I don't know. It would be called something like that.
Yeah. Like you get your pool of miracle dice, and you just like, okay, for this turn, I need a lot of 6s to do what I want. Like I need those meltas to be 6s, man. Like
I
just
need those meltas that are +1 to wound to be 6s.
yeah, sure, whatever. Like reroll 3 miracle dice because you're already getting a reduced amount, so and it's limited to 3, so it's not like you're building up 20 and like, oh, I have 3 ones. I hate this. Like, plus there is a utility in like ones now with Morinval and the jump canoness, etc., etc. Like, it's just something to do with miracle dice.
Yeah, if you got the extra CP, like why not?
Yeah. Like, they don't all have to be bangers. This is Games Workshop now. Let's remember. If they're all bangers, it gets rid of the specialty for some people.
I was gonna say, I hope you're ready for nerfs if everything's good.
Yeah.
So we've got Necrons next, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have a strat. I don't have a name for it because I don't know what you would call it. Because I honestly I know a lot about the Necron lore.
Just rip off. I'll be back. Like.
Yeah. Like I know a lot about the Necron lore, like how they got to where they are. But I'll be honest, I don't know a lot about kind of like cool, like I don't know. It would be like my will be done, but that's like the ability on the Overlord or like I don't know stuff like that. I didn't want to do that.
I mean, you can do anything. Just word protocol that'll kick in somewhere.
Oh, there you go.
Like,
but anyways, so for Necrons, I actually think, and this is kind of overlapping with Guard a little bit here, but I couldn't really think of anything good. but I think reinforcements for Necrons makes a lot of sense. Like
Oh,
if you
like
bring
bringing
back
back a full unit.
like
Oh,
yeah, like a squad of warriors or something like that.
oh my gosh! All right, yeah, let's make Hypercrypt. Hypercrypt's back, baby.
Yeah, it's
Once per game.
back.
Once per game. Once per game.
Yeah, yeah, obviously once per game, but like I don't think that that's like a crazy thing. And I would obviously make it like if it's 10, if it's a unit of 10, it's only one. If it's a unit of 20, it's like two.
Two. Okay. All right, that's
Yeah, because like
reasonable.
I think like it can get really obnoxious if you're
Yeah.
bringing back like a unit of 20 warriors, like, and it's like
Yeah.
not expensive. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that would fit it. Other than just like I don't know what's more annoying, bring back a full unit or just having a unit like resurrect like 45 times.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Um, one thing that I put for a strat, that's also one of my strats, like sort of. I said something more for res. So I was like, I put like maybe bring a unit back, maybe like increase the amount of wounds that you can do for reroll or something. Like maybe you get more resurrections back if you use a resurrection orb or something. But the other thing that I have is fuck, what was it? I just had it. I forgot it. I gotta pull up the doc.
did you not? You don't have the doc out?
Well,
You don't
the
got your
recording
notes out?
software is blocking the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
All right. Well, you pull that up. I will say mine.
Okay.
I don't have a good thing to call this, but all I got is +1 AP on Gauss weaponry because like the only reason I'm saying is that like prior to 8th and 9th edition, I'm pretty sure all Necron weapons could wound they could wound vehicles like on a 6 because also they're supposed to like deatomize things. I mean, like, come on. Like
Yeah.
+1 AP I think is fine
Yeah.
for a strat. Why not? Like, I mean, it's
Yeah.
on your dudes. It's not on like you know. I guess the only worry would be like warriors. I would make it. I'd make it. You make it warriors only. We're gonna do green tide here
Hmm.
or silver tide. Sorry.
So, I mean, they're green.
Yeah, they are pretty green.
They are pretty green. Um, the other strat that I have also is it was gonna be AP on the shooting.
Oh boy. God, we're so lame.
Because it's why they should be deatomizing. I don't know. All right, let's step it up. +1 to wound. +1 to wound for Gauss weapons. Let's fight. Let's have a debate. What's the difference?
Okay. I mean, if you want to do the Gauss weapons, like +1 to wound, honestly, it should probably just be both. If you're new to the hobby and you ever want to look up like the Necron like actual lore, it's it's actually hilarious how much better they are than every other army
Oh
in the
my gosh,
setting.
yeah. No,
They
it's
are
comical.
they are so much stronger like than every other faction in the setting. And honestly, the only reason why they don't dominate is because one, a lot of the lords and overlords have like lost their mind because of the whole Catan thing,
Hmm.
and basically there's infighting, which is
Yeah,
kind of a common theme with 40k.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's the only way they could actually nerf the Necrons. Cause, whoo, I have been a little bit interested in the Crons, and the Infinite and the Divine, mwah.
When you
And
start when you start reading their stuff, you're like, oh my god,
yeah,
like, they
yeah,
are so much better than everyone.
yeah. You're just like, oh yeah, they casually destroy stars. Oh, like okay. Oh, they don't even have to go there. They just click a button and it pops. Ah, cool.
They have like a labyrinth they can trap you in if you like open a cube or touch a cube.
Oh my gosh. And Trazen or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
There's one dude who keeps them alive for his own amusement and just has like people fighting like it's a gladiator TV show.
It's
It's
also like what was I gonna say? They can also like manipulate time.
yeah,
Like, I mean, like
chronomancy. Yeah.
they're just completely over the top broken.
Yeah.
But they got to nerf it somehow. So yeah, honestly, giving the +1 AP and plus 1 to wound is not a crazy thing.
Yeah.
You do anti-vehicle 4+. Actually, that would not be bad.
Ooh.
Now that I think about it, that actually could be kind of interesting.
Ooh.
Bring it back to fifth and sixth edition rules when they were like the only infantry in the game that could actually like wound vehicles
Yeah.
on their basic weapons.
I'm actually not opposed to that.
All right, we're gonna change it. Change it,
Yeah.
editor. Uh, to anti infantry, anti monster 4+ on
Yeah.
Gauss weaponry.
Yeah. Okay. I
I don't
like
know. We'll
that.
come up with some like
Um,
random name for it. Just say lore accurate Gauss
Servants of the Void
weaponry.
Dragon. Woo. Or
That would actually be
blessings of the Void Dragon.
that would actually be really funny if they literally named the strat, or if Games Workshop just took the opinion that they're like, we know the Necrons are way better. They just said lore accurate Necrons.
Yeah, you got 6 guys on the table.
Oh, dude, no, you'd have like 4,000 guys on the table and that just don't die and just obliterate everything they
No.
shoot.
Necrons do not outnumber the guard, brother.
Oh no,
Because
no,
they're
they
still
don't. But
waking
it's like
up. Nah, 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 nah.
they just don't die. That's the thing. All right.
That is something they did right this edition.
Oh my gosh.
But
All right,
we've got
so
knights.
we got knights. So obviously,
For
I mean, we
open
talked about it
shooting.
earlier. Rotate ion shields. That has to be
Yeah.
in every detachment.
It's gotta. Like,
It's
it's for
just
shooting specifically. It's not shooting and melee. I'm sorry, guard, and I'm sorry, Tal, but I can only care so much. Like, yeah, they need it. And, like, we're in agreement on that. It's next.
yeah, it's rotate ion shields. So I actually took this from because you know how they're honorable,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
Supposed
yeah,
to be
yeah,
honorable.
yeah.
They're knights, right? I said Valiant Last Stand, and I said that they like if it dies, it can shoot all of its weapons or fight. 2 CP.
Okay. So it has to die, and it can shoot or fight.
Yes.
Ooh.
At it, like with obviously treat it like it's -1 or it's on 1 wound remaining, so it's bracketed.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's -1 to hit.
I kind of like that. I like that one a lot, actually.
I mean, it might entice people. I mean, this is the whole thing. Well, if we're gonna get into like, we don't have to get into a massive debate about it, but like, I know me and Smug don't actually believe that knights. Not that we don't think they're cool. We think they are cool, but we don't think they should. We don't think they should be a standalone faction because they don't really work as a standalone faction to
They
like
should
play
be
the
an
game of 40K.
apocalypse only army, or have a specific game mode around them and them alone.
Oh, it's almost like they do. It's called Adeptus Titanicus. Anyways,
Yeah.
no, I mean I think they're fine as allies. I mean, if we want to talk about the redesigning of the Knight Codex, that could be another video. I have some. We have some ideas. Me and Smug
We
have
know that
bounced
the Knights
around.
Codex is coming out pretty soon.
Yes, and now that guy has void shields. Apparently, that new knight. So we'll see what that
so
does.
funny. It rerolls ones for everybody else's invuln. So
That's
still
actually
only in the
not a
shooting
bad
phase.
ability.
It's a pretty good one, but it still
That's
only applies to the shooting phase.
Yeah, the one thing I didn't really understand is like this is kind of getting off topic a little bit, but like the Blade Guard veterans have that ability. They can either choose like reroll hit rolls of 1
or reroll saving throws for
invulns.
their
It's
invulns.
invulns of 1 specifically,
Mm-hmm.
and that is an objectively super good ability. And I'm kind of surprised that like it didn't make its way onto more data sheets because I saw that before I saw like the Terminators or whatever, and I'm like, oh, that's what Storm Shields are gonna do, like reroll invulns, because that actually used to be a thing.
Yeah,
like that was in older editions was if you had I believe it was Cataphractii Terminator armor, that was what allowed you to reroll invulns. Anyways, we're getting off. Yeah, I'm getting off topic. But anyways, so then I have Valiant Last Stand, 4+ invuln, and shooting rotate ion shield.
I've got Lance and melee.
Nice.
It's well, all right. Let me clarify. It's Lance and melee specifically whenever an armiger and one of the bigger knights. Like I don't know what the class difference is, but like
oh my god, the Questoris.
I don't care. One of the small fellas and one of the big fellas. Whenever the small fellas make a charge, and if the big fella makes another charge, and they're both charging onto objectives, Both units gain lands.
Wow, how many stipulations do we have on this?
I hate knights.
Oh man.
I don't care. I don't care.
You know, funny enough you say that. I think you did this accidentally. You do know the lore of knights, right?
Their bondsman abilities and stuff.
Yes. So like
Yeah.
for every big knight, you have like one armature, and that's like the way it's like supposed to be. Like
That
you
was
don't have
kind of
multiple.
my theming with this. Is like
Oh
they got
wow.
rid of bondsman. I was like, I kind of like bondsman. That ability kind of slaps.
Well, they didn't get rid of it. It's just that the big knights don't benefit from it anymore. It's dumb.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You know, well, I don't care.
Yeah. It's like, eh, go play APOC.
I like knights. They don't function as a knights only don't function as an armory unless you're bringing like 8 armatures,
Which is a different problem.
which is a different problem and it's unfun for everyone. Well, I don't think it's unfun for the people playing it. I just think it's like not.
It's a stat check. Can you handle it? Yes or no?
Yeah, and also it's just. I mean, we talked about this last video. It's like I don't like the way like some armies literally look on the table. It was the Force Organization chart video. If you guys
Yeah.
want to watch that, feel free.
Put that up. Put that thumbnail up.
Yeah, it's just like it looks unfun when you like roll up to a game and it's like, oh, what do you have? Oh, I'm fighting 12 armigers or 14 armigers or whatever.
Yeah.
Um. So, anyways, rotate ion shields. That's a pretty safe bet.
I had something
And
for the bondsman because
yeah,
I want the like if the amount of stipulations I put on there was more or less just for fun. Put in the comments below what you think the bondsman strat should be.
yeah. And the thing is, like we said, we do like knights. Like it's funny that
They
we actually
look
do like them,
sick.
and I think them as like an ally is really cool.
Yes. I
Like
think
it's.
Canis should be skinned alive. But other than him, any other knight is a fine ally.
What if you take 3 armatures? No, I'm just kidding. No, so we got that. We're moving on to AdMech.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, so Admech, I'm sorry, this edition, you are fake. I'm sorry.
It's it's
I
arguable
yeah,
that AdMech. I don't think they got the worst book in the game.
they got
Well,
the worst
okay.
feeling
So
book in the game.
I actually think they did get the worst book in the game, and this is coming off of a. I think the AdMech book on launch was the worst book in this edition,
Yeah,
and I think it was worse than the Custodians. But the reason why the Custodian book was so badly perceived and taken is that
it was so much
they
worse
got
than the index.
it was so much worse than the Index, and it caught so many nerfs for no reason, pretty much, because the Index, like, honestly was not broken. I'll be real, but like it was. It really wasn't. I can promise you it wasn't. That win rate, go back and check those win rates. They never got above 52%. But anyways, it was more of like that army. It really what it was is that that book was so uninspiring.
It
Like
was
you could tell that
so
it
uninspiring.
was so boring, that
Dude,
Custodian book.
I remember ninth AdMech was like, oh, I need. All right, well, all right.
Oh
I
yeah,
need an
AdMech as
engineering
well.
degree. I need a cybernetics degree. I need to be able to install an like robotic arm on this human being in the real world, and then I can understand a fraction of this army.
Yeah, I don't know.
They
I don't know
killed.
like what they did. Also the thing is, I tried to make strats in general that would hopefully transcend additions. You know, like I'm assuming
I
this.
I did not. I fully committed to this just being
Oh,
entertaining.
okay.
And the first strat I put on here is this unit counts as though it is near battle line, no matter how far. So
That's
that way
like
they get the benefit of being near one of the Skitaris because for some reason the entire army only truly benefits if they're next to Skitari.
I don't I don't understand that.
Yeah.
I know we've gotten off topic again, but I don't understand that decision to be like they got to be close to battle line. Like why?
Yeah, I'm just trying my best to fix that problem. Like, I know it's still a CP, and I know it's an auto CP every round, but you just it's gotta be there. And then my other strat is one that I actually had fun with. for 2 CP. If a tank dies, anything else that can see what killed it can be targeted and shoot as if it was its shooting phase to kill what killed the tank.
So it's like a reactive fire
Yes.
at the unit.
Yes.
Oh,
Which,
that's not bad.
yeah,
I mean,
because
I think that that's fine.
because you're forcing AdMech to Death Star a little bit anyway. So what you do is you have 2 tanks by themselves. You put one of them in the battle line, like air quote, put them in the battle line, and then you stick the other one out to die, and then you have the battle line one shoot at max capability. Like that was my thought process.
They do have a pretty bad damage problem in general. So if you can get like one extra round of shooting on something, that's like one of your few damage dealing units that you'll
Yeah,
have. Like I
like
don't think that's like
the Cataphren tanks, like the crab tanks or something, like perfect.
the
Or
Onager
even
Dune crawlers.
yes, the Dune crawlers, like the crab tanks, peak. Also, the
Put up a
like
picture of the Onager Dune crawler, please, with the
it's so
neutron laser. Don't you dare put the plasma up there.
dude. Editor's gonna be like, I don't know the difference.
They're
But
gonna have to look it up.
also, like, you could also use that strat on the AdMech Terminators, which are the dudes attached to tank treads.
Oh, the breachers, the Cataphren
Breachers.
breachers,
Yes, like also another good option.
or destroyers, depending on which build you take.
Oh, I don't care. What are your strats?
So my strats are new Doctrina info received. Basically, I would just like be able to change the like Doctrina imperative for a unit, or just give it the benefits of both.
Okay.
Like, why not?
Yeah.
Right? Like, if
Finally
you get
make
Conquer,
Castellans like a part of the army.
yeah, yeah, and it's just like you get to that, yeah, almost, yeah. It's pretty much it's like you can make Castellans part of the army without taking that specific detachment or character.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, or you can give a unit like both Doctrinas, because it's like the Doctrinas are objectively good. Like they really are. If you ever look at like the
They're
buffs they get,
amazing.
they are really good, and it just goes to show how bad those data sheets are.
Yeah.
And they're like still not that great. I actually think the win rates have been pretty fine recently for AdMech, but there's just like no one playing them.
33.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh
Yeah.
man, it's bad.
At least
Okay.
the most recent win rate I've seen has AdMech at 33.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah.
Waiting for the stat check guys to post their stuff again, because apparently BCP changed some things on the back end, and now they like can't access the data for stat check, and it's like they're trying to work with a fix with them because they're like a partner and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So once that comes out, it'll be more. We'll be able to see more what the meta is over. Shout out Meta Monday, but we'll see what we'll see. Be able to like break down all the stuff the stat check guys do, because I think they also include things like RTTs and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so I have that. So basically, just put a unit into a Doctrina, or give it, or if it's already under the benefit of a Doctrina, basically you give it another one. You give it both Doctrina imperatives,
Which is like totally fine, and every single other army, like Gladius, they have the strat, like Synaptic Nexus, you can put people into, like, yeah, perfectly fine.
Then the other one that I have is Blessings of the Omnissiah.
Uh-huh.
I would give a Feel No Pain to vehicles, like a 5-up.
Oh, but let's make it so that way there has to be a character and a battle line unit, but the character can't be attached to the battle line unit.
Yeah, something like that. No, I mean, I would honestly just give it, like, if it's just by
just a straight up 5-up Feel No Pain. Yeah.
Yeah, Blessings of the Omnissiah. Put it on a vehicle, 5-up Feel No Pain for the phase.
Alms and oils.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like,
yeah,
I don't know if that's like a super. I don't know if it's a super like lore. I mean, it's lore friendly, maybe. I don't know if it's like a super fun strat, but like it's an objectively just like kind of fun strat.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So, all right. So what are we looking at here? What do we got next? We got
Grey Knights.
Grey Knights. I'm gonna lead off Grey Knights. So I'm gonna do this. This is an old strat. I believe it was in 8th edition. I don't remember if it was 8th or 9th. But it's called dynamic insertion. And before, it used to be you could come within 3 inches, or no, it was like a weird number. It might have been like 4 inches or something like that.
Mm.
But I would just basically give him like a 6-inch deep strike, but you can't charge, but you can shoot. Put it on Terminators, put it on Paladins, whatever. So yeah, just dynamic insertion, 6-inch deep strike. That's what I got.
Okay. And
The other one I have is called "We Are the Hammer" because that is their catchphrase for the Grey Knights. And basically, what I would do is I would give +1 to wound, or I'm sorry, reroll hit and wound rolls of 1 for psychic weapons because all their weapons are psychic.
Okay. So we're the same but different.
Okay.
Grey Knight 6-inch deep strike, and I said their melee weapons get +3 strength and an AP. Like
that
infantry,
also
for infantry.
that would be also good. I mean, I think that would put their stuff to that would put their like halberds to like strength 9.
Yeah. Which is
that would be really really good.
Yeah. And like you can only do it with 1 unit, and like yeah, sure, you only need to do it with 1 unit at a time, but like yeah, it's I also want to mention not Death Guard 6-inch. This is a 6-inch no charge. Death Guard. So the strats I have is increase the contagion range by 3, like extra 3 inches on 1 unit led by a character.
Okay.
And the other strat, I called that one extra stink.
All right.
And then the other one, disgustingly resilient. They get the 5-up feel no pain back, baby.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
It's gotta be.
It's disgusting resilient. It has to be there.
It has to be there. I said shooting or fight phase, like 1 unit. It's Death Guard, man. Give it to them.
That's like one of the most
Death Guard things.
Defining rules. I mean, I said it was -1 damage for disgustingly resilient, but like 5-up feel no pain also.
5-up feel no pain. Like it's gotta be there. So
I was actually gonna say that basically like Gifts of Nurgle.
Mm-hmm.
I was just gonna be like, what you select a unit like at the end of your movement phase, and 1 unit that's within your aura range, you give it another aura debuff.
Ooh.
Now that could be diabolically overpowered.
Yeah, especially with the new detachments. Especially with the new detachments. I should mention,
like that could be.
I wrote my strats
incredibly
before the
overpowered.
World Eaters and Death Guard Codex leaks, just as a heads up to everybody. So I know that this is incredibly busted, because there's already 1 strat in one of the detachments to increase the stink.
And also you have the Lord of Poxes.
Yeah.
Like the character that does it.
Yeah.
Like round 3, he's gonna have he can
go up to 18. No, he can go up to 18.
Oh, because you like double it up with the other one, yeah.
Because there's an enhancement to increase the range. So you can go up to 12,
so
then you can go up to 15 with the strat, and then you can increase it with the ability of him.
This isn't true, by the way, just forewarning, this is not true for... Wait, are you saying he can go to 18 like right now?
Like in the codex, I believe so.
Oh, okay. So I thought this was with your strat.
No. I'm talking about with the strat. Yeah. Like if we add this strat on top.
So no, the range is only 15
max
possible.
Yes.
Guys, don't worry.
Yeah, 15. Yeah.
Only 15.
Only 15. I am scared for when they delete Votan's ignore mods.
Yeah. So now we have okay, we're gonna do Death Guard.
Yeah,
I mean,
what are yours?
Well, I mean, mine was also disgustingly resilient, but it was -1 damage.
It's gotta be the feel no pain, man.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be disgustingly resilient.
Like I don't care if it's 2 CP, 3 CP. It's gotta be the 5-up feel no pain.
And then I also have like Gifts from Nurgle, which was basically you can select another unit, and then you select a unit that at the end of your movement phase. It could even be like in the command phase, so it's like you can't move and then do it. That might actually be better. And just be like, it's now under both contagion auras, or you select a contagion aura and it's just like afflicted, and you just select one of the 3. It might honestly just be that you just select a unit that's like in your at the end of your command phase, and if you're within range of it, then it's afflicted. But then it's kind of like, but then it's like you just move out if that makes any sense, you know, or you don't have to. So you can kind of like spread your sickness somewhere else. So that was Death Guard. All right, so we got Imperial Agents up
Yep.
next, right?
In parentheses, I have play a different army.
Okay.
But my strats are one of them is when you are next to an Inquisitor, you can reroll all hits or reroll all wounds.
Yeah, they need some sort of damage buff.
They need something.
They really do need some sort of damage buff. Just because I mean their data sheets just aren't really made for it.
I also do have a name, and it's Get 'em Nubby.
Gotcha.
It's a reference to the All Guardsmen podcast. Those who know.
Get 'em Nubby. Oh my gosh, All Guardsmen! I have not heard that name in a long time. If you've got 45 hours or however long, like it is,
easily the best piece of Warhammer media that exists, without a doubt.
And it was fan created, right?
Fan created.
So I have Orbital Bombardment because I mean, come on, can you name
Exterminatus?
Yeah, like it's basically you just pick. Yeah, I was gonna say like you pick an objective marker and everything on that objective marker just takes mortals.
Yeah.
Render foe.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not a ton, but you know, just some.
Yeah.
Because it's Exterminatus. Come on. Yeah. And then I have Then I got basically Authority of the Imperium. I was gonna say +1 to hit and wound.
Yeah.
Just something.
Yeah.
Pick a unit, +1 hit and wound.
Yeah.
They need it.
My other strat was Oath for Death Watch units.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you just get to because they have no identity. I didn't bother trying to give them one.
You know what's funny is that you mentioned Death Watch. I also totally forgot to include Death Watch on my factions for strats in my notes as well.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't even bother.
I mean, it's so easy, right? It's just
they are Marines. They are Marines.
All right, yeah, I was gonna say
they use Oath of Moments. Yeah, they use Oath of Moments. I'm not about to do Dark Angels and Grey Knights and
no.
I'm not doing Dark Angels, Blood Angels. No. So Imperial Agents, I'm sorry, you are unloved. All right, Chaos Space Marines. I cooked with Chaos Space Marines. I want this to be said.
All right, what do you got?
Veterans of the Long War, which I'm pretty sure is already a strat.
Dude, yeah, I mean, that's. I'm gonna tell you right now, spoiler. Yeah, it's got to be there. I also have mine named Veterans of the Long War. I'm curious what yours is, though.
It's +1 leadership for packs and
interesting.
Because I find it hilarious how often my buddy who plays CSM fails. So it's just like +1 leadership for packs. Like the unit, you give it in the command phase, and it lasts until your next command phase.
All right.
+1 leadership, so that way you're even more likely to succeed.
Okay, so I did a direct damage buff.
Okay.
Also
my second one is a damage buff.
My second one's utility.
Okay.
But it's so I did Veterans of the Long War as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I literally just said you choose like you basically just obviously you pick your unit or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just like get +1 to wound. That's like
that unit just has +1 to wound?
+1 to wound.
Okay.
In shooting or melee.
Okay. That's not bad.
The only reason I say that is because that is what literally the old rule was in 9th edition for Veterans of the Long War. Yes.
Oh, that's funny.
So I would just do that because, you know, whatever. Or honestly, it might be even more balanced if because I kind of hate the blanket +1s to wound or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Probably be more balanced if you just gave them lethal and sustained hits.
So now we go to my other strat.
All right.
Which is get both lethals and sustained on dark packs for 2
That's
CP.
really funny.
That was my other strat.
So what's your name for it?
Come
up with one right now.
Corrupted Servants.
Why it's favorite of the Dark Gods? I don't know. Just say something like that.
Yeah, I Corrupted Servants of the Dark Gods. What do you want from me?
Aspiring Champions. No. Yeah. So I was gonna say, basically, this is actually a strat in the book right now, and I actually really like it because the whole thing with chaos, right? I know in theory, if you're new to chaos, right, you might have a question. This is a good question, right? How do they get more chaos marines? Now they actually do, like, they are able to recruit and whatever. And when I say recruit, they mainly just like kidnap people and like basically force them to become like, they just kidnap like young dudes
Yeah.
and then like basically force them
Yeah.
in general. So some factions do it that way. But I'm not
How do the
getting
Iron
into it.
Hands do it?
No, I'm not. I'm not doing that. Nope, nope, nope. If you guys want to look up that on your own time, we are not talking about this here. Bring back Grimdark and Warhammer. Am I right?
Oh man, dude,
That I knew that was coming.
dude.
If anyone
After
knows, if you don't know what we're talking about, go give that a. If you're curious, if you're like, Warhammer doesn't really seem like that grimdark, go and read about that. Read about Iron Hands recruitment of Chaos Space Marines. I'm not going to give you the name. I want you
I
guys to
will.
find it on your own.
I will.
No. Let them find them. Let it find them on their.
Oh, okay.
Let people find it on their own.
We're
Not that it's
having
bad or anything.
we're having
Not that it's
people
bad or
Google
anything.
blue waffle on the middle school bus, huh?
Yeah. It's not that it's
Okay.
bad or anything like that. Like the name itself, it's just like I want you guys to go find it on your own. And yeah, but basically they just kind of like force people. But in general, a lot
Yeah,
of
they
them
force
are just
people.
like, it's like, yeah. But a lot of the Marines, like the Chaos Marines, like are actually just legitimate veterans
Yeah, they're
from like the
just so
Heresy.
old.
They're just so old, and the warp kind of like distorts time or whatever. So like to them, it could have been like not very long, or it could have been like a million years or whatever inside the
Yeah,
warp.
like your
But in
average
general,
Chaos Marine is like actually from the Heresy.
yes. And what was I gonna say? One of the things is it's like, and I don't know if people know this, but in general, like the chaos, like if you're curious like why the Chaos Marines just like do more damage and whatever, or just like kind of have somewhat, I don't want to say better rules, but they just like kind of do more. Like your average legionnaire like does more than your average intercessor.
Mm-hmm.
That is actually because like the average legionnaire is 100% better
Yeah.
than like the average like intercessor, because they're all veterans, like
Yeah.
legitimately.
Yeah.
So I basically said millennia of experience, and it was going to give him a reactive move. Get ready for part 2.
Yeah. Coming near you. Have a good one, everybody.